guys. I think it's from client. Cease deleted. Wait, is that this?
Yeah.
So why did the last two?
Because there's.
Hold on. Is that this? All right. Well, if we get like.
It keeps going up.
Yeah, I don't know. Um. I'm like, I tried these. Is it one of these?
Here, I'll just look on the Twitch.
Woo. Yeah, if we have some really scuffed audio, then we'll just have to cry about it. What's the issue? We're getting audio, but we don't know where from. Cause all the mics are muted. Wait. Oh, it's these ones. Wait. Yeah, it's those.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello and welcome everyone to something that we haven't really done pretty recently, or I think at all, to this 2022 ARAM tournament. I am Podslum, and right next to me is my co-caster Rami Baba. Rami, what's up?
I'm
doing good.
I'm ready for some winter ARAM. It was pretty warm yesterday, but it's starting to get chilly again. It was hot. I was in shorts. But now I'm in a suit, and I'm ready for some ARAM. I'm hoping that the Howling Abyss, the cold map will fit, the winter weather that we've mostly been experiencing.
Yeah, I definitely came unprepared in my t-shirt and jeans.
You're dressed
up
yesterday.
This is the, see, man, we're just mixing it all together. It works perfectly. We're going to have these games up and ready for you guys pretty soon, and I believe the first game on the docket for today is the UN versus Jungle, FF8 Jungle.
Yes, FF8, because in ARAM, the early surrender vote timer is 8 minutes as opposed to 15 in Summoner's Rift, so if they're not happy with their jungler, they get FF at 8.
Jungler is just not having any objective priority.
They are there. They're the Drakes.
Man, you know what off map I miss?
Twisted Tree Line.
Me too,
dude.
man.
If they bring that back, that will make me so happy. But as we see right here, going into Champ Select, and these teams, ooh.
Yeah, these are actually both pretty strong comps in my opinion. What I really like about Blue Team's comp is the fact that we have a lot of CC set up for the Swain. Okay, so I really would like to see Rifle Rush a RFC first item. Forget a mythic, forget an AP item. Just get that RFC completed, throw out those gold cards, get the stuns down. Like Sanunana can pull off of that stun with the Swain passive.
Yeah.
You got the Renekton stun, you got the Senna root, you got the Quinny. And then on the side of the red team, we just have a ton of damage with supports. It's like Tristana Taric is a great combo. You just Taric ult, you get in there, you go crazy. You have Lux Caitlyn, so you have a lot of roots and stuns to set up for Caitlyn traps. Janna is just really broken right now as a champion. So I don't know. These are both some pretty banger comps. I'm very interested to see who's going to come out on top here.
Yeah, and most importantly, for the side of FF8 Jungle Diff, the bod kill is on this Caitlyn. And Caitlyn, we saw, did receive a nerf in this past patch. Yeah. But I don't think that should affect your gameplay on this ARAM map at all. Simply because, I mean, her range is far better at the start, at least, than anyone on the side of Nguyen. Even though this Senna, if she does start ramping up with these souls, because she's going to get so much of them, because there's 5 people in the lane.
You're always fighting.
You can always get stacks, and especially if she goes something like Dark Harvest, it's even going to just increase those stacks even more. But yeah, you were exactly right with FF8 Jungle Diff. So many ways to just support these two AD carries, and even if Dire Raven wants to go this full AP just damaged Lux, I mean, she's gonna have these Lux ultimates on a 30-second cooldown that's gonna do 1,000 damage to you. And I mean, there's really nobody super tanky on the side of Nguyen except for maybe the Renekton and Swain, who's gonna build health.
That's an interesting thing. Lux is actually nerfed pretty hard on this map. I play a ton of ARAM. And a lot of champions that you would think are just super broken, super OP on ARAM are actually not as strong as they could be, because I think Lux has either a 10% or a 15% even damage nerf on ARAM. So it's just all that damage she would be doing just gets reduced. I think as far as other champs, I think Caitlyn might be nerfed. I think Senna is nerfed. I think Renekton is buffed. I think Swain is slightly nerfed. I think Quinn is buffed. Taric is buffed. So we'll just have to see. I think both of these team comps are definitely winnable.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm glad to see that the first game of the day isn't just decided in draft, because I feel like we might be seeing a couple of those today where it's just like one team gets screwed over by the random champs being picked. But I think it should be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because I don't think either team has the option to reroll. So
no
I mean,
rerolls.
whatever 5 champions you get, you're literally stuck with. Normally with ARAM, you have like at least 1 or 2 people that has a reroll, so you can try and get a better comp. But this time around, everyone has to deal with it. And I did look it up. Lux does receive a 15% damage nerf and a 10% increase to take more damage.
Right, she's very squishy.
On this team, I mean, you have so many long range abilities to just hurt you, to just do so much damage to you. So this game is going to be an absolute banger.
We're gonna have to see if the Nguyen can use the Renekton, can use the Swain and the Twisted Fate to actually get onto the squishy champs from FF8, because if Renekton is running Snowball, if Swain is either running Snowball or Ghost, and they have tools they can use to access the backline of FF Jungle 8, you're just gonna get popped like that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the mission of this Renekton to not just get poked out by the amount of stuns and CC that FF8 have, but I do believe we are going to go into a break just to fix everything with the spectator delay, so don't click away from that browser. UNC Esports will be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have this ARAM coming up for you real quick. Up there it is. Howling Abyss never looked so beautiful. The cold weather definitely going to be something that I at least looking forward to, as having a little bit of technical difficulties trying to hit the playback. It's just the game trying to DDoS us, man. It doesn't want us to have fun. It's like, this is not competitive C-LOL. This is not something super important. What the heck is this tournament? But looking at these summoners and runes so far as we try and fix this, Swain and Renekton both opting for the Conqueror, as this Quinn goes for a phase rush.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I'm excited to see how that one plays out. I think, Blake, do you want to help figure out what's going on? It's just not loading for some reason. In the meantime, we can do a quick rundown. We see the bod kill on the Caitlyn has lethal tempo, pretty standard. Jackie Chan 3 is opting for the Guardian. Like Wuju Highlander has the Glacial Augment. Which is pretty strong on Janna.
So the reason Janna is so nuts right now with Glacial Augment is the scaling on the slow scales with heal and shield power. And a recent change to Janna was whenever she impairs the movement of an enemy, whether it's a slow, a knockup, whatever it is, it increases all of her heal and shielding power by 20%. So when that 20% increase comes through, and then you apply the Glacial Augment slow, it'll stack on each other, and the entire time they're slowed in the rays of Glacial Augment,
you're continuing to get that increase in healing and shielding. So if you hit a Q, you're just 20% stronger basically for like 10 seconds or however long they're stunned. And I think we managed to get the game loaded. Just give us a few seconds. We're going to go back to the start of the game, I believe. And then we should get that pulled up for you in a second. But yeah, both these comps, as we said in draft, should be pretty fun to watch. Should be entertaining. So if you can't get it to the start, I think it's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna start at at 3 minutes.
All right,
yeah,
we're gonna start for you guys at 3 minutes. We're gonna skip the early shenanigans.
Nothing matters in the first few levels, anyways.
All right.
Except for those 5 kills that had already happened.
Seems like we miss a bit, but yeah, we're trying to get audio for you guys. But yeah, as we see, FFA Jungle Diff has the early lead, which is pretty expected, as you were saying, right? Like, they have the range advantage in the early game. They just have the stronger early game champs, and we're gonna have to see.
Woo!
Oh, but the flash comes through. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty messy game, I think. We're gonna see if PvE player can get stacks up on this center or not. I did notice there's no snowball on the side of from me to you. So it seems like she's might struggle a bit to get access onto the backline.
There's actually only one snowball on the map entirely, and that is on Jackie Chan on this Taric, which I think is an interesting pick. That it's not on this, at least on this Renekton. It's like, yeah, just like you're talking about.
Stun card into this. Oh.
There goes the Arc Ultimate. The Dominus is popped. There goes the Sentinel. Back on the top of it. Another semi-global is used on the other side of it. 2 girls, 1 teamo picks up the kill over to Jackie Chan. Swain is in there using his ultimate, trying to get everyone gets the claw back. The shutdown. Another kill goes the way of Nguyen. And they are pushing back FF8 Jungle Diff right back to their turret.
Yeah, I mean, they finally got the levels needed to get that first fight, right? And the only worrying thing is FFA Jungle Diff was sitting on so much gold that they're going to come back strong, right? Like, they might have just lost a team fight, but this is their opportunity to spend all that gold. But the Nguyen is managing to trade out a few kills as they're going down, which is really good. You don't want a full wipe because then the enemy team can just push for free. As we see the snowball coming through, the Tristana resets are coming in. It's PK Dars continuing to jump forward. There's that Taric Tristana combo we were talking about with the stun, as Lexana Unana is trying to crawl away, the sole survivor after that very bloody fight.
Yeah, both teams are coming out swinging, not wanting the other team to win this tournament. It's definitely going to have some bragging rights to the back end of it. The world is trying their darndest to, Sty Raven picks up the kill with the last little bit of the Arcane Comet to finish it off. But I mean, FF Jungle Diff, they just have the range advantage and the sieging advantage over the Nguyen, especially with this Tristana just being able to destroy these turrets so quickly. I mean, it's almost 6 minutes and they've got both the turrets.
Yeah, I mean, they just have champs that can push towers so ridiculously fast. Caitlyn can stack that headshot passive, which ends up doing bonus damage to structures. Tristana, of course, has that explosive charge. From me to you, flashing in, gets a stun, followed by the root from PvE player. FFA Jungle Diff is returning damage with the Lux ulti as a TF ult flank comes in from Rifle, but it backfires as once again PK Dart is jumping in with the resets, but he's low on mana. Lexana Unana falls. I don't think PK Dar has any mana for any spells remaining. He might tick down from this Ignite, and yes, he does fall. That's a shutdown over to 2 girls, 1 teamo.
But there is a big wave crashing into this turret and low health bars for Nguyen. John, a Tornado, almost picks up the kill. The ace in the hole is going to do it, and that flash isn't going to save you to get behind one of your teammates. That big wave is still going. Lexana Unana taking so much damage. Bodkill showing off his Caitlyn moves as From Me to You tries to get in there. The Ignite ticking down. Bodkill on a rampage. There goes the final spark. Not going to hit anyone, but it doesn't even matter. It's a zoning ultimate into the Bodkill. The Tark ultimate does go out. They're looking for a fight. Invincibility not going to do anything to him. A triple kill for the Bodkill. Will he be stopped? the Nexus turrets are being taken. One should fall here. We'll see if FF8 Jungle Diff will keep going. They are swaying onto the back end of it. The Senna ultimate, but it's not the end of it.
Prometheus is in there.
Prometheus says, I'm not going down without a fight, except she does go down there. But another big wave, and that Senna picks up the kill onto the Janna, but there's so many minions.
Yeah, I think they should be able to hold this. I don't think the game is going to end right here as we see the root coming through.
Whew.
2 girls, 1 Teemo is doing the combo from the Quinn. It's PKDAR is trying to escape, but this Quinn is fast. He should be able to catch him. Is the E up? Ooh. Oh!
This is a buster shot.
He says, get out of here, but I think the chase is still going. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him, though. Oh. Rifle's down.
Rifle, did you try and go for another, No, he didn't. He just...
I think he died to creeps on purpose, which I can respect,
okay.
Trying to get that reset in.
Okay.
He knows that there's probably one team fight left until the game is over, so
yeah,
he's trying to get that last reset in, hopefully get one more item. As we see him trying to build to the RFC now, but I think it's too late. As I said, I think on ARAM, you just want to go straight for the RFC so you have that root. As we see, a root does land onto Jackie Chan 3, but the Tark isn't really the main target. As we see that Glacial. Look at that slow from Janna. This is what I was talking about. They're just so slowed.
So many CCs.
Oh, like Sanu Unana is flashing in, but he can't survive long enough to stack the ulti as the fight continues. Prometheus is trying to get in there. Huge healing from the Q, but it's just not enough. As there's so much damage, so many resets. It's a quadra kill for the bot kill, stolen by his very own friend. It's PKDAR. Forget FF8 Jungle Diff. I think it's FF8 Tristana Diff.
FF8 report Tristana. The very end of it. Could have had a pentakill in our first game. A pre-10-minute banger.
We were talking about how, there might have been some pretty good things out of that draft, but I mean, that seemed pretty one-sided.
It was just too much early power, I think, from the side of FF8 Jungle Diff. I really think that when you needed time, if they were able to get to 1 or 2 items, I think they could have maybe won a team fight. I think the biggest issues for them, there was no RFC on Twisted Fate, there was no Snowball on Renekton, so they just didn't have any real tools to close that gap, because all they really needed to do was get onto FF8 Jungle Diff, because, as we said, they are so squishy, especially champs like Lux, who are nerfed on ARAM to increase damage even. So all they needed was one go button, one way to actually access the backline, and I think they would have been good, but they just couldn't get to that point in the game.
Yeah, I do think the power of this Jackie Chan Taric really helped them stay alive, even when they were able to. Because I mean, there were some times where Luxana did flash onto the backline with that Swain ultimate, where for me you did try and dive in there with the Renekton Dominus, trying to just do as much damage as she could. But that Taric ultimate just said, no, you're not doing anything. Yeah, you might be able to CC us and lock us down, but you can't do any damage. And then obviously we saw they were tanking up, didn't have enough armor or anything like that, and just got popped. So yeah, definitely, just like you're saying, that early power and just that immediate scaling as well. Because I mean, we didn't see what happened in those first 3 minutes, but we saw it was 4-1.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, FF8 Jungle Diff got so many kills.
There's some early action.
Yeah.
I think we have the next 2 teams decided. I think we're going to hop into a quick break first before we get to those. We're going to give the players time to get into the lobby, get time for production to get set up. And yeah, so we'll be back very soon with some more ARAM content.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Winter ARAM tournament. We just had a banger of a game between Win and FF8 Jungle Diff. I say banger, but it was very one-sided, so hopefully this next game will be even better. Rami, who do we have on the docket for this next game?
So the next two teams lined up for us today are going to be Yumi Enjoyers versus Good Comp or Dodge. I'm pretty proud of our teams today. I told them, like, I'll make the teams. I'll form the teams. You can sign up with a duo or alone. We'll draft all the teams, make them balanced. But the team names, it's up to them.
Okay.
And I'm glad to see the creativity coming out from the players. FF8 Jungle Diff is one of my personal favorites.
Yes.
Good Comp or Dodge is another solid one. And let's see, do they have a good comp or are they going to dodge? As I think they are on the blue side, and then Yumi Enjoyers is on the red side.
Okay.
So let's check it out. So Good Comp or Dodge first. So we have Ashe. Ashe is a pretty popular ARAM champ. We're going to have to see if they go with a poke build where you max volley first, which you typically max volley anyways. But regardless, you go Guardian's Blade for ability haste, and then you go Man Immune. You either go Mandates or Leandries, depending on if they're squishy or tanky.
Yeah.
You can get Heal Cut. You can get Serpent's Fang. You're just a utility champ that's very annoying. You take Ulti Hunter. You build full ability haste. You're ulting every 20 seconds is the lowest I've ever seen. And then you have Lilia, who just recently got buffed. You have Rel. You have LeBlanc. LeBlanc is an extremely, extremely strong ARAM champ. She has a very strong damage buff, which I think it's 10% LeBlanc ARAM damage buff. Let's see if I'm correct. Oh, it's 15%. Okay, yeah. So this champ that's already a burst mage, high damage assassin. I really want to see Morse running Snowball because you can throw the Snowball. You distort where you're standing. You take the Snowball. You QRE, and then you take your distort back.
Yeah.
So LeBlanc does a ton of damage. I hope to see him running Snowball. And then we also have a Kayn, and we have a Rel for engage. Like, I really like Good Comp or Dodge's comp. I don't expect them to be dodging. And then on the side of the Yumi Enjoyers, we just see Sona. Okay, and Sona is like S+++ tier ARAM champ. That champ is so disgusting on ARAM. It just heals. Like, you're always in the middle of 5 people, so you're just perma-healing. It's disgusting. And they also have Poke from the Xerath. They have Engage from Nico, and I think Nico is one of Ari 8's favorite champs.
Okay.
So I'm expecting to see her perform on the Nico, expecting to see some pop-offs. I'm hoping to see the Snowball being picked up this game so you can do the Snowball into Nico ult.
Yeah.
They have a Twitch for the flank. They have Rise for straight-up damage, which I want to see Drip Irrigation going for more of a beefy Rise build where you grab that Fimbulwinter. Because Rise does enough damage as is on this map, I think. Having him be more of a beefy frontline for the Xerath, the Sona, and the Twitch would be preferable in my opinion. But again, I think we see 2 very strong comps. It's just going to be a matter of who are these Enchanted Crystal Arrows hitting, who is getting slept by Lilia, who's getting caught by the Rel Engage and the LeBlanc Burst. And on the other side, how much poke can Osomo land? Can Sammy Jam find the flanks on the Twitch, find those angles, and can Ari8 find the engages?
Yeah, and definitely on the side of Yumi Enjoyers, you have 4 APs.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 4
Good
people
point.
dealing this magic damage. So if you're this Rel on the side of Good Comp or Dodge, I mean, you can't really build that much armor because it's not going to be that useful.
Yep.
But if you don't build armor, this Twitch is going to shred you, especially if he goes something like the Kraken Slayer or something like that, just doing those extra true damage on those every third auto. But if you do go Kraken Slayer, if you are Sammy Jam and you go Kraken Slayer, you leave yourself vulnerable to just getting popped by this LeBlanc.
Yeah.
By just dying to one Ashe arrow. So it is going to be up to him to be like, okay, am I rather trying to stay alive and just not trusting my team to protect me? Or am I saying, okay, I need some protection. I need something to keep myself to deal damage.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out. I think both teams have a lot of tools. I want to see more snowballs.
Yes.
Snowball
Yes.
is so important. If you're a melee champ and you're like, I can't play, man. Like, how do I play the game? Take Snowball. Trust me, you need it. It'll make the game so easy for you if you just run Snowball. So we'll have to see how this one plays out.
See, it might be an unpopular opinion, but I always take Snowball regardless of the champion.
It is more fun that way.
It is more fun because, I mean, even if you're playing something like Sona, I mean, who cares? If one person's getting away, you throw that snowball at them. You say, you're not going anywhere. You are dying today. But I do believe we're going to go to a short break really quick just to load into that game for you guys. Don't click away from that browser. This UNC ARAM tournament. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And as you just heard, the audio is fixed. The video is fixed.
Amazing.
Everything is fixed. We're like, this is the already better than last game.
Yeah.
Even if it's even more of a slaughter fest, this game is already better right off the bat. But let's take a rundown at these abilities and everything like that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of issues already. Okay. First off, I'm excited. We're actually gonna get to see the first 5 kills this game and hear them too. But I don't know. Guardian items, man. They're just so gold efficient, but no one is building them. I'm shocked. I think Yumi Enjoyers is just gonna win the game. They have 3 Guardian items, whereas Good Comper Dodge has 0. I'm really disappointed, especially by Bocatch, because he has watched me and Alan participate in these ARAM tournaments for money, for cold hard cash, and he knows how important Guardian items are, but he just doesn't have them. Is he that confident?
I mean, he just says, like, all right, Rami and the one and only Alan, who we all know how absolutely cracked that man is at ARAM, used to be like, what, is like top 10 or something like that?
We were both top 5.
Oh, both of you were. Okay,
Top
I
5,
didn't know you were that high up there as well. But he just said, you know what? I hear their advice. I hear how great they are at the game. Just throws it out the window. Just says, I don't care. But something you were talking about. This rel on Bocatch, he's running Glacial Augment.
I like it, honestly.
But you die so fast.
I don't know. I think I kind of like the tech because he doesn't care if he dies as long as he can apply that stun in the slow.
Okay, fair.
They're just dead because if he gets that slow off, you have a Lily on top.
Yeah.
You have a Kane on top. You have a LeBlanc on top who can do the double distort. So.
Yeah.
I like it. I just wish there was a Guardian's Horn. I'll be honest. But another thing to point out is we are seeing the Poke Ash variants. I think with the tier, with the Comet, as we see a lot of damage going down, and that is going to be the first blood. But there's a Glacial going off from Bocatch. But as you said, he is quick to die, and I don't think that Good Comper Dodge has the damage yet to be taking fights like this.
Yeah, right now you guys are just hoping to stay alive, to farm up a little bit. And it's also important that you have to wait for this Kane
Yes.
with Laser Lord to get online, because right now he's half of a champion.
Right.
Like, he doesn't have his amazing abilities that he would on either Blue Kane or Red Kane. I think he is just going to get Blue Kane as early as he can, simply because everyone is ranged on the side of Yumi Enjoyer. So I'm wondering, and I'm curious, if he is going to just wait for the Red Kane, because that would be better for that extra CC, or is he just going to try and go for the all-out damage? I'm going to try and blow you up, though.
I would prefer the Blue Kane, because the way you're playing this game is to just try and one-shot people.
Yeah.
And I do want to see good comp or dodge try and hold off from taking these all-in fights until Kane can get formed. I wouldn't mind Laser Lord just running in there and dying to stack up souls and get his form done, but like you said, until he gets to that Blue Kane or the Red Kane, if he opts in for that, he's just half a champ. We'll have to see what decision they make, as we're back to farming for a bit. There's not as much action for now. You know, the teams are just sizing up each other. I think good comp or dodge knows that they just become so much stronger at level 6. Once they have access to the Kane ulti, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, the Sleep from Lilia, the Rel Engage, the LeBlanc Mimic, they just get so much stronger at 6, whereas Yumi Enjoyers, they get a Rise ulti for one. Xerath ult doesn't do that much in a team fight. So I think at level 6, it's going to be good comp or dodge's opportunity to try and turn the tide.
And they especially need to pull the trigger as early as they can, because Yumi Enjoyers is only going to get stronger. As we see the Xerath ultimate missing 1, missing 2, and he misses the 3rd. But on the back end of it, the Neagle ultimate goes in, the Rel Engage as well. And it looks like it's going to be a slaughter fest on both sides. The Lilling Lullaby gets 2 of them, and a huge Lilia engage, getting so much damage.
There's a
double distortion. The chain going to
auto attack!
Picks up the kill. Ari 8 is left all on her lonesome. Can she get out?
Oh, the flash!
The Q is going to be enough, and
it's a trade.
To die. Holy moly, this is the action I wanted, Rami.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we were saying, right? As soon as this level 6 comes through, there is so much engage on the side. Oh. It's good. It's good.
Okay,
it's good.
okay,
That's good.
Let's
That's a good
execute.
play.
I thought she just hinted right there. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, as soon as good comp or dodge hits level 6, they just have so much engage, so much damage, so much team fighting power. And they did it. They just pulled the trigger. They got in there and they won the fight. And I want to see more of that from them.
See, something that does suck if you are good comp or dodge. You see that little item that Sona's got?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that one, it's just going to ruin all of your attempts to do any type of poke damage. It does so much healing, but I mean, LeBlanc is trying her darndest. Takes the distortion back. I don't think she meant to do that. Morse falling to the hand of Sammy Jam.
Yeah, and there's just so much sustain, as you said, from this Sona, right? Like, we were talking about it in draft. This champ is broken for a reason on ARAM, because you're just always in the middle of your team. You're always healing. Whenever you press any ability, that's a heal for your team. Because in ARAM, the way Moonstone actually procs is the champ you affect with an ability has to currently be in combat. And in ARAM, you're pretty much always in combat, so that Moonstone heal will always be applied. So I really think good comp or dodge, just whenever they have the tools up to engage, they just have to take it. They don't really have time to spare just sitting there and playing for poke, because they will lose a poke battle to Xerath and Sona.
I do see on the side of Yumi Enjoyers a few champions opting for the slightly magical footwear, the slightly magical boots, instead of just buying the boots themselves. I think that is a very good choice, simply because if you don't have enough gold, that you would have been able to buy boots. And so the Rel engage stops me in my tracks. Holy, good comp or dodge, just taking everyone to the cleaners. Nothing you can do if you're Sammy Jam. You're just gonna die. The Kane ultimate.
Trades one.
The back end of it, Bocage does pick up a death for himself, but I don't think it matters. Good comp or dodge. You're gonna get this turret. They're gonna get the heals. Oh my goodness.
While both comps are very strong, Yumi Enjoyers has to play so much better than good comp or dodge in order to not get full engaged on, because if they fall victim to the full engage of Bocage on the Rel. Oh, the flash in from Tony Planet, but he might fall for this.
Oh, does does get out by the skin of his teeth with that W.
He'll be full health
Oh,
soon.
there goes the
Oh,
realm
the-
warp. Taking 4.
Oh!
The grass. I don't think Sona meant to get that, but oh no. Lord, get out of there. He can't do anything.
I wonder how close Kane is to the form. He should be hitting it pretty soon. But yeah, as I was saying, Yumi Enjoyers has to play so much better than Good Comp or Dodge because they are the very squishy champs with poke, but they just get one-shot by the engage and the burst.
Yeah, I think literally if you can just nullify this Rel, if you can poke her out, if you can lock her down somehow, then that engage with her with the W engage and then the Magnet Storm with that ultimate just doing so much to just CC. Because I mean, we saw in that last fight, she hit 4 with that ultimate and it was basically game over. As Last Lord tries to get in there, hits the snowball. I don't think he'll take it though. There's so much poke.
Let's
from
see.
both sides.
Is he on form yet? I can't tell with this skin. I don't think he is.
No, he is not.
Yeah, he's not.
But yeah, just like you were saying, he should be very close if he's not already at it right now and just hasn't changed into blue yet. Unless he is already at blue and is just waiting for red. I feel like he would have already gotten form change by now, considering he's participated in 4 kills. And
Oh, the
other
Twitch
poke.
ulti.
Ooh.
The Sona ult misses.
Oh no, with
Oh.
the true damage! Oh, the poison.
So we see Morse is sitting in the bush. He might be able to find a pick, but he's not going to go for it.
Yeah, and I think the Rel E does kind of give him away. Connected to the bush, so.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, my friend is here.
my friend's in there. Congratulations.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing a combo where it's like you put the Rel E on the LeBlanc distorts in, and then Rel hits the E. Might be a bit risky. Morse will probably die for it, but it would be cool to see.
It's a small price that Rel is willing to pay to have some spicy Reddit plays.
And as we see, Yumi Enjoyers is trying to push up on this turret again, but as we have seen time and time again, whenever they're up on this turret, they usually just die, right? They just get full engage on and die. So we'll have to see if they can do it without dying this time.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, it is going to be on Yumi Enjoyers to just poke out this Rel, because the lower the health of this Rel, the less likely she is going to want to try and engage. And we're already seeing she's going for some heavy magic resist in her build with that Merc Treads and going for the Locket instead of something like the Even Shroud or the Battle Song for more engage.
I think this is going to be a Warmog second item from Bocage, which I am a big fan of in this game because you just need to soak up that poke, as you were saying. And we're in a pretty lull state. I think Yumi Enjoyers is trying to respect the engage from Good Comp or Dodge, but Ashe has hit the mandate, and Lilia is doing a lot of damage with the Leandri's burn, so some of this poke from Good Comp or Dodge is starting to stick. Of course, Yumi Enjoyers will eventually heal up, but it's going to take them a while, I think, because this poke is pretty substantial.
Something on Yumi Enjoyers that we were talking about. Sammy Jam does not do it enough, but Airy 8 tries to go for the Reddit play, but on the back end of it, Bocage is going to pick up a death for himself, but it's just a big fight from both teams, a 2-for-2 currently right now, a 3-death trade as Yumi Enjoyers come out on top.
Yeah, what a spicy fight. We're going to see if Sammy Jam and Drip Irrigation can push up on this turret.
Does still have that shield bow.
Zhonya's is popped. This is so much damage and just even trades all around. This is such a close game. This is a spicy one.
A lot. See, the other game was already over by this point.
Yeah, no, it was.
So we're at least getting past that Drip Irrigation. Yeah, one more auto will do it.
Oh, I think he's dead.
He's just gone. I think he knows that, but the
fancy feet. Okay.
Puts on his blue suede
I
shoes.
see you, Michael. As we see, Alsomo's just fishing for the poke on the Xerath, and he has landed so much damage onto Laser Lord, who...
In there. And this LeBlanc opting for the Crown of the Shattered Queen instead of something more damagey, but I think...
Oh, the poison?
Might see it again. Is that the second
The poison?
Oh, no!
Oh!
Oh, Sammy picks up the kill.
That's tragic.
That's the second time. Normally, like, you're lucky for that to happen once in a game.
Yeah.
It's the second time. But something that I was talking about earlier before Area 8 decided to cut me off is Sammy isn't going for this Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the shield, but I think it's fine here because all of the damage is burst and one shot in this game. So I don't mind him trying to live a bit longer. He is doing enough damage because he is the sole AD on Yumi Enjoyer, so he's not having to cut through as much armor this game. So
Yeah.
I think the shield bow is fine. And is Kane still not on 4?
You are right.
Is this a Spica cosplay? Does anyone remember that game?
Lord, you know that when you're in the fountain, there's a little button on your champion portrait, right? One is blue and one is red, and it's kind of really important to your champion. I'm trying to look in the chat and seeing if there's anyone pinging his form change, but
I mean, because they've been fighting a decent bit. He has 3 deaths, or is that 5?
3.
3. I mean, I think he should have the stacks by now.
If not, he has to be like right there.
Yeah, it has
at
to be after this fight for sure.
Because I don't know if on ARAM, if you leave the fountain, you can go back and form change.
I don't think you can.
I know once you leave, you can't.
Oh,
buy.
the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and there is a Mandate sack on 3, but Bokaj gets stunned by Sona, and then he escapes. He manages to find the engage into the E. There's a Realm Orb trying to get Yumi Enjoyers out of this fight, but there's just no escaping the speed from Lilia, and the snowball's coming through, which lands from Morse. That's a double kill for Morse, a triple kill for Morse. What an explosive fight, as Asoma's trying to return some damage with the Serath ultimate, but it's not going to find any kills.
Yeah, I think if you are Asoma, you are just trying to protect this turret with your life. Just trying to do that, but this deer.
So fast!
Deer's going a million miles a minute. Doesn't hit
Laser
anything.
Lord!
Going to pay for it with his life, but now
That has to be a form, right?
That has to be. He got a kill that time. He got 2 kills. 2 kills and an extra assist. It's Daft Grass almost dying to the turret there. But yeah, Yumi Enjoyer's just not able to do anything against this hard engage from Good Comp or Dodge.
Yeah, it's just so much burst damage, so much engage. There's stuns, there's slows. It's just so hard to escape the engage once Good Comp or Dodge finds it.
Yeah, and you were right with that Warmog second item out of Bokaj. Opting for just that regeneration, not wanting to get poked out, not wanting to be able to just sit there like a lump on a log and not do anything. But on the other side of UV Enjoyers, I mean, they are getting so much value out of this Sona. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah, it's a ton of healing. Okay, Laser Lord said, I'm here, I'm Blue Cane, I have my form, and Bokaj is trying to find the engage, but Sammy Jam is very healthy in the backline, hitting damage with the Runaans, with the lethal tempo stacked. He's starting to hurt. As we see him, he's in stealth, he's going into Bokaj, but Bokaj finds a stun, finds the damage, but there's no real follow-up. And as we see, Yumi Enjoyers, it's a weird flow this game where they were very strong before level 6 until Good Comp or Dodge hit those ultis. Once Good Comp or Dodge hit 6, had engaged, they were looking much stronger, but now the Sona is scaling, the Twitch is scaling, the Xerath is scaling, the Rise is scaling, and they're starting to hurt, and we're going to have to see if Good Comp... oh, that's a kill. Laser Lord is in there, but he's not able to get the ult off before he dies. And the snowball! I like the use of the snowball. Yeah. That was good.
I mean, if you're gonna die anyways, might try and get some extra
ghost.
damage out. But Daft Grass.
And this is what I always see in ARAM is the 1x1 run in there. You're the main character. It's your anime. You're the protagonist, but you're just dying. Your team's not there.
Yeah, on the point of that, rather. Laser Lord, like you were saying, tries to go in there, tries to get those few kills. Then we saw Daft Grass try and do it, and then we saw Morse try and do it. But Laser Lord didn't even have ult.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he was just assuming that he could go in there and then just pop both of the ADCs there. Or I'm sorry, the carries. But I mean, he only has 2 items. Has the Manamune as well as the Yomus. I think he's working towards a Gore Drinker right now. With the whip and the Warhammer.
I would really like to see some more heal cut come out of the side of Good Comp or Dodge. I would have preferred to see the Leandries and Oblivion Orb, as we see Bocage is going and he finds a 4-man engage. Airy 8 is trying to turn it with the Pop Blossom, but her whole team is dead already, as the Laser Lord has found the damage onto Sammy Jam, and Airy 8 is the last one to fall, and somehow it is a double kill for the side of Bocage and a 5-0 ace.
Clean ace for good comp or dodge, and we saw it all on the back of that Bocage engage. I will eat my words when I say I didn't like the Glacial Augment tech, but wait a minute, Robbie, this game isn't over.
It's a Penta.
They just inted all. No, will it be a Penta? Will the minions be enough?
Oh.
No, gets executed. Sammy Jam also almost getting a complete pentakill post-mortem right there.
Usually the execute thing is good. I do it all the time, but giving 4 kills over to the biggest threat on the enemy team, not the best idea. How much gold was that for him? It's at least base gold
it's
is
at least 1,200.
1,200 is the very least. I think there were a couple shutdowns in there. So Sammy Jam, oh yeah, there's a IE completed, right?
Oh,
if
and
I
a
see
Whitson,
that correctly. He is a 4-item Twitch, and he has a Guardian item.
And he's got a Sona.
And he has a Sona.
So he is going to be staying alive so long, especially because his cleanse is almost up.
Yep.
He does have his flash up.
Yep.
That shield bow is off of cooldown. He's
ready to fight.
He's a rat with a vengeance in that stealth right now.
I'm really excited to see this fight. I think this
there he
should be the
goes.
last fight of the game. He does flash out, but he still gets slept, I think.
he's dead,
And
yeah.
oh, the snipe from Asomo onto Daftgrass. It's now a 5v4 fight, but Sammy Jam no longer has that flash available, no longer has that ulti available either. We're going to have to see if Yumi Enjoyers can find a way in, because if there's one thing their comp lacks, it's engage.
They are waiting on the engage of right there, but we see it. Morse getting 2 big first bridges, but Bocage doing the same as well. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to hit onto Tony Planet. He's going to die. Drip Irrigation doing his darndest to try and get some kills, but Bocage against the world. Homie, there's nobody there. An ace for Yumi Enjoyers. They have the minions this time. They're not going to int 4 kills over to this Twitch. These turrets are going down, and good comper dodge through it.
Yeah, they kind of threw, I'll be honest. But it was a very good game. It was much more entertaining to watch than our first one.
Absolutely.
Also, I've just been notified. I think it's Sammy Lamb.
Sammy Lamb?
And not
It looks
Sammy
like a
J.
J.
It does look like a J. If it is a J, let's see, is it a J?
That's an L?
It's an L. Our fault. Apologies to Sammy Lamb.
I'm the first one that said it, so I will take blame for that one. But I don't think he really cares whenever he just
he got
back
the
for
win.
that win right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you really want to get mad at us, you can be word like right over there.
Yeah.
So you can
just walk over and tell us. But yeah, that was a
yeah.
much more entertaining game to watch. It was a much closer game. Both comps were good. Both teams had the ability to win, and both team players were playing well. I was a fan. As I think we are going to move into a break in a second. We have the next game lined up. I think next up on the docket is going to be the Zoe Lovers Platonic. Versus Ryan's Kittens.
Ooh.
So again, some banger names, some creativity coming out. Hopefully we'll see another close game. We've been pretty lucky as far as comps have been going so far, that most of these comps are viable.
Yeah.
And they're playable and they're fun and enjoyable. So hopefully we'll continue that streak and we'll have a good game 3 for you guys. So yeah, we're going to move into a quick break. We're going to get the lobbies started up. We're going to get production ready. Again, we have audio working. We have the gameplay for the first 3 minutes working. So it'll be some good content. See you guys soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I just realized I stole your intro. My bad.
It's okay, man. No, take it away. Take it away.
We're back with some more ARAM content. The two teams lined up for this game again. Ryan's Kittens versus Zoe Lovers Platonic. Platonic. In parentheses, it's specified. I think we're about to be ready to head into Champ Select. Again, there's no real draft phase, but there's time for us to talk about the champs that have been selected randomly. I think we're heading in soon. I'm excited to see this game. Let's see. We have a lot of familiar faces. Almighty Kush, for one. Elemental Mage is a frequent of
UNC tournaments.
What's the ETA on the draft? Are the players almost ready? Waiting on one player. They just joined. Okay.
Something that I do want to talk about before we do hop into this champ select, though, is everyone on these teams is pretty evenly matched.
Yes.
I mean, on the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic, everyone is gold.
Yes.
So that right there, I mean, that is about as even as you can get. I mean, the highest person is gold 1. We have gold 1, gold 2, and then 3 gold 4s. But for Ryan's Kittens, I mean, it's not really much of a difference. I mean, we basically have 2 silver players, and then basically 3 gold players.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, this is definitely going to be a very fairly and evenly matched game. I believe last semester we had a Zoe Lovers Platonic in one of our tournaments.
I think we did,
because I definitely remembered that name, either playing against them or casting it. So this one is definitely going to be a spicy one. We are hearing talks in the client. We can't see what's going on. Henry is. Everyone is ready. Should be hopping into it if they just hit the key button that says start. That is
okay. We're good.
Woo! We're in. All right. Give us that champ select, Ryan. What do we got?
Okay.
Ryan's Kittens. Let's see what's
Okay. A second to process. Let me make sure. So it is Zoe Lovers on the red side and Ryan's Kittens on the blue side. Which, I'm reverse on stream. Ryan's Kittens, Zoe Lovers.
You just put it the same way.
Zoe Lovers Platonic on that side right there.
All right, so
right? Yes.
Zoe Lovers Platonic, Ryan's Kittens. No. Other way.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
We're both boosted. We don't
Anyways,
know our directions.
We see a lot of melee close range.
Okay.
On the blue side. On the side of Ryan's Kittens, and on the other side, it's also very melee, very close range. So I think the theme for this game is going to be brawl, right? Like, the fights are going to be messy. Everyone's going to be getting in there. There's not really poke in this game. There's not really long range. There's not a ton of obnoxious healing and sustain. It's just going to be a brawl. You got these big, beefy champs. They're going to be fighting all the time. I'm going to be excited to see if the Bard and Yone can work together to find some good engages. Some, the Tempered Fate being thrown down onto multiple members, followed up by the Yone ultimate. We're going to have to see if they can find the engage. And then on the other side, you have the Hecarim engage. You have the new and improved Ahri, who has recently been very buffed. For those of you that don't know, they changed it to where when Ahri ults, if she participates in a kill, whether it's a kill or an assist during the duration of her ult, she gets another charge of her ult. So, especially in ARAM, I'm expecting to see her ulting around a lot, getting those resets, getting those extra charges. So, should be a lot of very fun fights to watch this game.
And just like you were saying, the theme of this game is going to be brawl. I think the theme of this game is going to be a 5th grade snow day with the amount of snowballs that we are going to be seeing. I mean, you have a Hecarim. Hecarim might opt for the Ghost Blast. So that would be acceptable. But Chaotic Wizard 100% should be going with this Snowball. Nico, should be going for Snowball. Sleepy might even go for the Snowball in this Quinn. And then Elemental Mage, this Echo, this Warwick as well. I would imagine would go Snowball.
There's some very cool technology you can do on the Scion in ARAM. Okay, so hear me out.
I'm listening.
You get you and your teammates to snowball the cannon minion. Okay, and then
Oh,
Scion
I
uses
know where
his
it's
E.
going. Yeah.
He pushes a creep into the enemy team, and then you all take the snowball, and then boom. It's an engage. And they
Okay.
can't do anything about it. It's
Yeah.
their own minion flying at them. They can't kill their own creep. They can't stop their own creep from flying into them. So I wonder if Elemental Mage is aware of this forbidden ancient technology
the
on the
forbidden
Scion.
snowball tech.
If he busts it out, I will be very happy to see it.
Elemental Mage, if you are listening, however, like if you're in the walls or something and you're listening to us right now, use it, please. But yeah, just like you were saying, I love the amount of stuff that you can pull off with the side of Zoe Lover's Platonic. Because I mean, I'm a big fan of Bard. I love this
Same.
champion so much. It is a high, like the skill ceiling is so incredibly high. Just what you can do either with the ultimate or with the Q as well, just being able to stun multiple people, and especially with the amount of melee champions that is on the side of Ryan's Kittens. I mean, you're gonna be able to help out your team as much as you can. Obviously, you do have some pretty beefy champions with the Sign and the Warwick, but you're still going to have to do your best to keep this Echo and Yone alive, and as well as yourself. So.
Yeah, and there's some really interesting and fun angles you can find with the
Yeah.
magical journey on Bard. There's some really weird portals you can create, some weird angles you can take. So I want to see creativity out of the side of Ryan's Kittens,
Yeah.
as well as Zoe Lovers. You know, Zoe Lovers, creative name. Let's see if you can get creative with the
Platonic.
gameplay. Platonic.
Platonic.
Very platonic.
Have to be platonic.
Well, I think we're going to hop into a very short break as we roll into the game. It's getting loaded up, and we should be right back with some ARAM.
Welcome back to the Howling Abyss. The snow is still here. The screen is... Oh, nope, there it is. We will have to see if we are seeing... There's more Guardian items, Rami. Look at them. There's
Finally.
4. There's
Finally.
4 on the side of Ryan's Kittens.
This is beautiful. Is that 4
There's
on
4 on
each
the side.
team? This is what I want to
Oh
see.
my
And
gosh.
honestly, Lost Chapter is a pretty high-value item,
Yes.
so that one is understandable.
So you're okay with that
I'm
one?
fine. I'll give it half.
Okay,
It's half
okay.
half a Guardian item.
Half a
As we
Guardian
see,
item.
Elemental Mage is charging up that Q, but no one's gonna walk in. Everyone is just, feeling each other out. Let's count the snowballs now. So 4 on the side of Zoe Lover's Platonic, and we have 2.
Almighty Kush going for the Ghost and the Snowball instead
I
of
like
the Ghost.
it.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that as well.
As he's running the Dark Harvest. That's an interesting rune choice on the Hecarim. As a
Uh-oh.
Charm lands into all the CC. And that's going to be First Blood onto Yisan. Oh, the stun comes through. And look, it takes so long for people to die as the Harshest does fall to an auto attack from the Ahri. Yone is in there and he gets out with the E, but now Warwick is stuck and he's ignited, so he's not healing nearly as much. Wow. Words, as he would be normally.
He does still pick up the kill on the back end of it, but something that I wanted to ask you before we have some more fighting as well. The Garen go with the spin to win. Almighty Kush picks up the kill onto Yone. Yone survived the first engage, not surviving that one. But something that I wanted to ask you is, what is your opinion on Yasan going for this Hextech Alternator? Is that one half a Guardian item as well?
I
or
don't
is-
count it as half a
You know,
Guardian item.
you kind of
I'll
like
be
what,
honest.
like a third, like a quarter.
0.25, I think.
Okay.
0.25 is a big stun. Only lands onto one, actually, as Almighty Kush is in there. He's trying to make it out, but he does fall. These are just such brawly fights, as Kachao is in there now, as well as Isan.
Oh,
It's bloody.
that was a good interaction from Wizard right there, hitting the silence onto Sketchfish so he
Yeah.
couldn't take his E back to
Yeah, that was
survive
good.
right there. But something that I am liking from the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic is this teamwork that they're trying to do. They're not having just these people try and go in and start these fights like Ryan's Kitten is. I mean, we saw Almighty Kush in that last fight just dive in there. He was like, yeah, I'm in. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
he's surrounded by 5 enemy champions, and oh, you're just dead.
Didn't really end up the way he wanted it to. As we'll have to see. I'm very curious to see what happens as this game continues to go later. Because I think both teams have the ability to win out in the mid to late game. As again, it's two very even comps, as the Charm lands onto Yisan, as well as the REQ, but not quite enough damage, as Kachao is in there with a 3-man fear. Almighty Kush is, Elemental Mage is in there as well with the Q. It hits 2, but he dies. Goes into zombie form, trying to hit away and maybe get a kill, but he just died.
Yeah, I like the idea of trying to go in there to pick up a kill, but did go a little bit too ham. As well, got blocked off by that York W. I think it's his W, the big cage thing.
Yeah.
But just blocking his path of exit, having to go all the way around it, just ends up dying right there. But he's already back those home guards if you die pretty early on. Very, very helpful. But yeah, I mean, Ryan's Kittens, I think the advantage that they have right now is they have two range champions.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
Zoe Lovers only has one, and it's Bard, so it's not really going to be too much poke damage or threat, except for maybe the Cosmic Binding, but I mean, that's about the only one that really poses a threat. But that Tempered Fate.
Let's see if Elemental Mage can connect the Q. He does, but there goes a Hecarim devastating charge into the back line. But Echo's able to survive with the ult, and it looks like Zoe Lovers is trying to re-engage this because they are healthier. The Bard stun does land through the Maiden. That's a betrayal if I've ever seen one. As Almighty Kush is trying to make it out, dies to the flash as Elemental Mage is hitting another knock-up onto Garen, and it looks like a 4-for-0 fight. As we see Quinn is trying to trade back some damage, and Ari is back here. We'll have to see if there's a kill. Woo! Oh, another 2-man knockup from Elemental Mage. He is just finding these Scion Qs.
Yeah, the harshness does fall on the back end of that. This Echo is so good right now at Warwick. Not going to be alive much longer. Does die to Almighty Kush. I think Elemental Mage is just sacrificing himself for this turret. That is not a magical journey if I've ever seen one. That is more of like a crappy trip to Carowinds where you don't actually get to ride any of the rides.
Yeah, it's raining today.
It's raining. Everything's closed. You can't even go on the Intimidator. Everything is just not having a fun day. But Ryan's Kittens, man, they are at Disney World in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
They're having so much fun.
And as we see, Almighty Kush is looking in slightly, but once again, he's going in, but he doesn't have a plan to get back out, as now we see a 5v4 situation in the favor of Zoe Lovers as they're trying to find this fight. Yisan is flashing in, unable to find a stun as Elemental Mage dies.
Oh, no.
And the thing we're seeing here, I think, is as soon as Almighty Kush stops right-clicking the enemy fountain, I think Ryan's Kittens has a lot more agency and they have a lot more range. So Zoe Lovers should be the team comp that feels pressured and forced to make a suboptimal engage here. As we see Almighty Kush, this is an engage I can finally get behind from him as he finds a 2-man fear into a double kill. And that's what I want to see from him. Don't lead with your E, because if you're leading with your E and your ult is down, you have no way out. You don't have a flash. All you have is a ghost and a little snowball. What's your escape plan when you E in? But that's the engage I like to see. As he hears me and he says, I don't care, Rami. I'm going in there again. As we see him in the enemy base. Is this an execute?
No, I mean, he's taking damage.
Yeah,
but
he's popping the ghost. It seems like he wants to live using
what
the
is he
ghost, but
doing?
he's in there. As you see, Kachao lands a Warwick ulti onto Sleepy, who then falls. Yorick trying to crawl away, but another fear from Kachao lands. He's trying to find another kill. It's a double kill for Yisan as Chaotic Wizard, he's just going to spin away.
So much action in the past 2 minutes. But yeah, just as you were complimenting Almighty Kush for that great engage with that ultimate, it just does the same things he's been doing.
I don't know. Maybe he had an item. That's why.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
give
he
him
does
the
have
benefit.
the Swifties and the
Oh, a
Triforce now.
two-man Q from Elemental Mage into a two-man stun from Yisan. Again, I want to see Ryan's Kittens try to play with their range a bit more, try to play with these RE charms, play with a Quinn poke, because those champs should not really feel threatened to get into range because they outrange Zoe Lovers, Platonic.
Both teams have their forms of engage, have their ways to start off of these fights. Ryan's Kittens have a little bit more of the pressure right now, not by much, up by a little under 1,000 gold. I have a little bit more damage on that turret as well. Zoe Lovers Platonic conceding the lane pressure to them. And a little bit of poke from Elemental Mage. But something that I want to point out, Yisan has this Night Harvester on
Oh,
his
true.
Bard.
I like it. I'm a fan. It just applies a lot of on-hit damage. The build I like to go on Bard is Night Harvester into RFC, into Storm Razor, into Infinity Edge. Because your meeps apply a slow once you have them, and then if you pair that with the RFC and the Storm Razor, with the Night Harvester, you can actually auto-summon for a pretty significant amount of damage. It's a hybrid build.
We will have to see if Yisan does decide to go towards that. The Mythics are being completed for the most side of it. Temper Fate goes out. The Warwick ult goes as well. Yone's hopping in. Everyone's hopping in. It's a dog pile for Zoe Lovers Platonic, and they say we're not letting anyone die. A clean 5-person 8. You see Almighty Kush in the chat right there. Absolutely not knowing what to type. Just getting absolutely shreked right there. Zoe Lovers Platonic trying to have this siege on this turret now.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the perfect engage for the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic. They found the Tempered Fate. They found the Yone ultimate. They found the Warwick ultimate. Everything just lined up for them, and it was a really disgusting wipe.
Still going into the Hecarim ult going in as well. The shutdown onto this Yone, not going to be. Almighty Kush gets the better of it. Looks like Wizard's going to pick up a kill for himself. Kush gets another kill. Elemental Mage trying to do his darndest in this zombie form. And it is going to be another 5-for-0, except Ryan's Kittens are the ones coming out on top this time. But does give Zoe Lovers Platonic some good time to reset their gold, reset their items. And Mythics are now all online for every player.
Yeah, we're going to have to see who wins this next fight because I think if Ryan's Kittens dies at the wrong time, the game can for sure end here. I really want to see them try their hardest to stay pushed up and close to the enemy base because the closer you fight to the enemy's base, the more distance they have to close in order to make it to your base after you die, and they should have time to respawn. As we see Kachao's going in, finds the fear, and I think he's just going to walk out as another two-man stun lands. That is huge from Yisan. As we see, is this another 5-for-0? I think it is.
Dodges the parallel convergence. Wizard, you can't Beyblade yourself out of this one. Zoe Lovers Platonic should be able to just make the march down to Ryan's Kitten's base, but do have these respawn timers coming up. Banana is coming up pretty soon, Almighty Kush, and Nico is already up as well. So I don't think it's game just yet. Maybe we will see another big fight here, but ultimates are mainly down on this Garen and Warwick. Everyone else is ready to go. Have to see who pulls the trigger first here.
Yeah, and this is what really feels like risky for Ryan's Kittens is they're so pushed in, and odds are they're going to lose the fight, so they need to try their hardest to push out before they fight, but it's a 3-man Tempered Fate into a 4-man Yone ultimate. Oh my gosh. We were talking about it in the draft phase and talk about an engage. That is exactly what you want to see from the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic. That is the optimal engage, and that is going to be the game. GG's coming out in the chat. What an amazing engage, and what a great way to finish the game. That was beautiful to watch.
Now, while this game did not go as long as Elemental Mage pats his stats there at the very end, while this game did not go as long as the previous one, did have a lot more excitement than the first game that we saw. Ryan's Kittens putting up a fight for themselves, but with Zoe Lovers Platonic obviously just coming out on top. The coordination from the Tempered Fate, from that Yone ultimate, from Sketch, just doing so much damage. I think he caught 4 there with his Yone ultimate.
It was huge.
That was just so much. I think into the Scion decimating smash as well on that Q. Just 6 seconds of CC, I believe I saw a Wizard put in the chat right there. That's always a fun time.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but I mean, props to Zoe Lovers Platonic for finding that engage, because we were talking about it in draft. If Isan is able to connect that Tempered Fate and they're ready to follow up with the rest of the champs, the rest of that CC, it can be very devastating, as we saw. I think next up on the docket for us is going to be Yuumi Enjoyers versus the Nguyen. So we're going to hop towards a break in just a second, and once we're back from this break, we should have another exciting game for you all. So yeah, we're going to take it to break, and we'll be right back. See you soon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. They started the lobby without telling us, so we are hopping right into Champ Select for you. We have a banger of a game. We have Good Comp or Dodge versus Zoe Lovers Platonic. Zoe Lovers Platonic on this side, and then we have Good Comp or Dodge. Bro, I had it right. And
It's so confusing because it's reverse.
But something that I want to see, Good Comp or Dodge, they have the Zeri.
They have Zeri.
They have right out of the gate just busted champion. And they have a few good champions on their team. They have Blitzcrank. They have this. Wait a minute. Is this? No, this is not the same thing I was looking at. But yeah, some great champions out of Good Comp or Dodge, especially might be underrated. Silas.
Yeah.
I love this Silas pick.
Silas here is good. You have the Cataclysm from Jarvan to Steel. You have the final chapter from Yumi, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from Ashe. You've got the Requiem from Karthus and the Lilting Lullaby from Lilia. Like, you have some high-value ultimates to steal, which is pretty rare for Silas on ARAM, that you get 5 good ultimates to steal. Like, the only one I can see being suboptimal, I guess, is the final chapter. Like, it's not the best because I think it locks you out of using other spells while you're casting it. While those waves are being thrown out, you can't use any other abilities. So
Yeah.
he might not want that one, but you have 4 great ones to steal. Aside from that, if he can steal the Cataclysm and then Victor casts his ultimate on top of that, the Chaos Storm, just tons of damage. Zeri, after popping that ultimate, her autos kind of turn into a static shift, kind of, where they bounce between enemies. So there's a lot of AoE damage on both teams. We're going to have to see if the Harshest opts in for that poke Ashe build we saw earlier. I think it could be pretty good here because if you're looking at Good Comp or Dodge's champions, they don't really have that beefy champ other than maybe Blitzcrank to rush towards that Warmogs and build up to tank all that poke damage. So I think poke Ashe is pretty good here. And I want to see the Inting Karthus build where you just go Dark Harvest, you go Last Stand, you're always in there with the Snowball. It should be a very good game. Again, we have 2 good comps. I'm shocked that this is 4 games in a row with 2 good comps. You have Good Comp or Dodge on the blue side. They have the Silas, the Blitz, the Victor, some very high value champs. And then on the side of what is it again? It is Zoe Lovers Platonic. You also have high-value champs. Like, these are 2 strong team comps. I'm expecting another very close game. We're going to have to see if Deathcrass can connect these Blitzcrank hooks, these rocket grabs, to pick out the high-priority targets, because you have a lot of them. You have 3.5, I would say, good targets you want to hook, because Karthus, you're not very happy if you hook him, because sure, that's a kill, but then once Karthus pops that passive, he's just stealing damage inside of your team. And if they hook in Sketchfish, but they're unable to one-shot him before he can get off that Lilting Lullaby, it can definitely backfire. So I think we're going to hop into a very quick break as the players load into the Howling Abyss, and then we should have some very high-quality ARAM content coming your way. So we will see you very, very soon.
Welcome back to the Howling Abyss. The snow is still here, the ice is still here, and the champions are still here. We have another banger of a game for you coming right now. Good comp or dodge. Zoe Lovers Platonic. You love to see it. We will have to count the number of Guardian items that we're seeing, and I'm already seeing some other items, but do have a few of them. Oh, good comp or dodge. Opting for only 3.
Oh, Guardians laid on Ash. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm going to say Kevin, Elemental Mage. I saw that. Okay, he didn't have a Guardians item at first, but then he sold it, and he got the Guardians horn. I like it. So we have a total of 3. Oh, the flash rocket grab, but it's a Jarvan. He can EQ out of there. Doesn't even need to blow the flash. We've got some balls of steel on Elemental Mage right there. He knows he was tanky enough and slippery enough to get out of that. They're just going to heal up.
That Guardian's horn, man.
Exactly, it's the horn.
The Guardian's horn.
Any other item in the game and he dies, 100%.
And literally any other item.
Trust me, don't even question it. Don't even run the numbers yourself. It's true.
Something that I wanted to talk about, as well as in Champs League, and now that we see the items, the harshest not going for the orb right there to have more damage on that volley at the very start. But Good Comp or Dodge was the one that was using this Ashe in Game 2. They were the ones that were abusing this 20-second Enchanted Crystal Arrow. So now they are on the other side of it, now having to deal with it, having to deal with the constant annoyance. And as well, there's Aurelia as well. So 2 out of the 5 champions of that second game are already back against them. So they'll have to see how they learn to play against that comp. Obviously, they didn't learn to play with it, having lost that game, but still have a banger of a comp themselves.
I really want to see something similar to we saw 2 games ago, where Zoe Lovers hold out until level 6 because they have the Ashe Arrow, they have the Lily Asleep, and they have the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
So it's just so much engaged, so much easy to execute team fighting power where they can give up like the pressure, a bit of damage on the turret for the first few levels, but I think at level 6, it's going to be their opportunity to really get in there and start doing some work.
Zoe Lovers Platonic, quite literally having snowball diff with 3 snowballs to 1, but Kachow, knowing that the rocket grab is down, going up and proccing that Yuumi passive. And I think that Yuumi is going to be a very big game changer with the Zoomies being able to give people those heals, as well as empowering this J4 or this Lilia just running around causing absolute mayhem in the backline of Good Comp or Dodge. But I do want to see Daftgrass using the ultimate for the Splitscrank to perfection, because if you can, as soon as this Lilia goes in, silence her, I mean, she's just literally a deer in a headlight look.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Just dies instantly.
I think this is the wave where teams will start hitting level 6, if I remember properly. Let's see.
It's like you play ARAM or something, man. It's like, you played a few times.
It should be, as this next wave rolls in, we should be hitting 6 soon. And we'll have to see if Zoe Lovers is confident in going in. Yep, this is a cannon wave. They should be dinging in 6. As we see a couple of rocket grabs, a couple of skill shots being thrown out. We'll have to see who makes the first move, who is going to find the first engage, as it is Good Comp or Dodge with the push on the wave, meaning that they're going to be hitting 6 before Zoe Lovers if they manage to stay pushed up like this.
See, I think the only way that Good Comp or Dodge can like efficiently start a fight, right, at least right now, is with that rocket grab from Daftgrass. Because I mean, nothing else is safer. Because I mean, you don't really have anything but Enchanted Crystal
Arrow. I think it connected. As you see the gravity field, the flash rocket grab onto the Karthus, and he has a Yuumi attached to him. Kachow is trying to make it out, but here comes the Requiem and a 5-man, I think, lilting Lullaby. But there's just not enough damage as of yet to follow up. The volley goes wide. The Yuumi healing is there. Elemental Mage is still alive, but he has low mana as the final chapter comes out. But I think Good Comp or Dodge is done reading that book already.
Yeah, Daftgrass better be happy that that rocket grab did not hit on that J4 as the Yuumi had just hopped on and she had popped that ultimate. So he might have just inted his team if that had hit. But yeah, good transition of kills for both teams, 2 for 2, going back to reset some gold. But most importantly, I think, was the kill onto Yasan, but another kill onto Harshest. As I say that right now, he does not have the Requiem himself to deal so much damage, but Yasan comes back with the dreaded Leandri's Torment. So if you are good comp or dodge, you are going to hate this Karthus even more than you already do.
Yeah, I think he's going to start doing a lot of damage soon. As maybe a rocket grab comes out. It is flash away from. I want to see some more aggression from this Karthus. I want to see him just snowballing in there and not being afraid to die whenever his ulti is up, which it is on cooldown now. We'll have to see what kind of choice he makes when it's back up. As we see him fishing for some Qs, landing some poke. We see the E from Lilia hitting too. That's starting to do damage. Once she has the Leandries as well, that will be doing a ton of burn damage as well.
Going to be important to keep an eye on those mythic items from both teams, but I think it's we are going to see either a Imperial Mandate or a Moonstone out of this Yuumi as well. But Yasan, you didn't learn your lesson the first time. Gets hooked
he hits
right
the
again.
Q.
But yeah, it does kill Laser Lord on the back end of it.
Another Q.
Might be it. Lilia goes in, takes the Snowball Sketchfist, picking up the kill. Enchanted Crystal Arrow and some more poke. Dino Peaks picks up the Cataclysm. Isn't going to use it, not in range. But Daft Grass showing what to do on this Blitzcrank.
Yeah, he is connecting all of these rocket grabs. I really love to see it because, as you were saying, that is good comp or dodges way out of their engage issue because they don't really have normal engage. Another hook connects, this time onto Elemental Mage, but the Cataclysm comes through, followed by the Cataclysm from good comp or dodge, and that's a triple kill for the Silas.
I thought the interaction was so funny.
Yeah, the double Cataclysm.
Elemental Mage says, you're trapped in here with me, but then Dino Peak says, nah, homie, it's the other way around. I think it also destroys any created terrain. So I believe we only saw one Cataclysm there because, I mean, I didn't see like 2 offset circles. Woo!
Bye-bye, Daftgrass.
Daftgrass did not have that mana barrier passive, and the big
the arrow connects. Damage coming through from the Lilia. I think this should only be 1 kill, but another very good arrow. And this is what Zoe Lovers is going to have to do. Whenever this arrow is off of cooldown, they just need to be spamming it on cooldown. They need to be finding these picks before Daftgrass continues to hook. Like, he's hitting so many hooks. So actually, Zoe Lovers is the team that feels kind of under pressure because they keep getting hit by the rocket grab.
Something that I want to note, though, Harshest is not going for this AP Ashe, not running for the Mandate, is going for more of an AD build.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's perfectly viable.
Yeah, it's still poke.
But you're not going to be, those Enchanted Crystal Arrows are not going to be chunking people, nor are your volleys going to be doing as much damage. But
I wish we saw Comet instead of Dark Harvest, honestly, because as Ashe with the volley, Comet is up so much more. It ends up doing a lot more damage than Dark Harvest would.
Yeah, we see 3 Dark Harvests on the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic. Both teams, while there are 2 more kills for good comp or dodge, are fairly even between each other.
Daftgrass, ooh, that was a good hook, forcing out the flash from the Harshest. That's an Ashe without a flash now. She's very vulnerable to any engage that good comp or dodge might have. As we see them trying to continue to push upwards, we'll see if Daftgrass can hook out one of these targets sitting under the turret. As, another arrow comes out. Is there any follow-up? Oh, a lot of poke damage, but not the kill.
The Requiem is not available to finish off the kill onto Dino Peaks, but that does give Zoe Lovers Platonic the ability to push back into the turret of good comp or dodge. Health bar is very low for good comp or dodge. I'm surprised this Zeri or this Victor just hasn't run in there to try and reset their goal just to make sure that they don't give it over to someone super important. Dino Peaks barely living right there. Karthus ultimate almost going to come off of cooldown, and he does have those Sorcerer's Shoes and Leandri's Torment, but he doesn't have a flash.
Yeah, Daftgrass keeps forcing out summoner spells from the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic, so now with so many members missing flash, these hooks are going to start leading to kills.
Requiem goes down, doesn't kill anyone, but does get enough of it. That deer so low, but the hook hits onto Yasan. Homie, that's 3 times now. The flag and drag does connect onto Bocads as well as the Ash kill onto Morse. And this turret going to be taking so much damage. Daft Grass has enough mana for a hook. Will he use it?
And that's what we were talking about. Hooking in the Karthus isn't really the best thing in the world because that's someone who, sure, like you're going to one-shot him, but as soon as he's dead, he's going to be pumping out damage in his passive. So while it is a good hook, and it should most of the time be worth, it can sometimes backfire. And as we saw there, it did, leading for a 2-for-1.
Ooh.
Oh! The flag and drag into the Cataclysm, and there's more damage coming out. Oh, the Flash Gore Drinker to clean up the kill onto Daft Grass. It's a triple kill for Elemental Mage. It's a one-man sleep. Not the most value, as we see the Zeri stacking up her ultimate passive stack. She's so fast, doing so much damage, and it's a triple kill.
Yeah, Zeri, Morse on this Zeri. I feel like I'm with most people where I just see this Zeri running around. I'm like, all right, I'm just staying away from that thing. I don't really understand it. But Yasan, I think, had the right idea there. He just wanted to take the turret. He knew it was going to cost him his life. But that global gold for his team is more important than him staying alive a little bit longer. He does come back with the Blasting Wand and the Giant's Belt, as well as another Tome. But the Ash Ultimate does hit onto Bocads, as well as a Snowball, and doesn't look like this deer is going anywhere. Bocads is going to pick up the kill onto Sketchfish, and that just gives good Comfort Dodge the ability to keep pushing.
Sketchfish has managed to finally get to this Leandri's breakpoint on Lilia, which is going to mean so much for their poke. Because the whenever Lilia hits an ability, it applies that burn over time. And whenever that burn ticks, it actually reapplies the Leandri. So there should be a lot more poke damage coming out from Zoe Lovers now that Sketchfish has this Leandris. As another Requiem, the barrier is there though.
Yeah, barrier is used to keep him alive. And something that I also want to talk about with this Lilia, the ultimate on this Lilia, the Lilting Lullaby, it doesn't get canceled with this burn damage.
Correct.
Because of the way it is coded. So also for you guys listening out there, if you ignite someone while they are ulted by the Lilia, it will not wake them up because it is just the way it's coded. We have seen some funny interactions like that, but this Leandri's and just the passive damage over time, Lilia, not going to wake anyone up from that. So
it's just any dot, so that also extends to Misfortune Bullet Time. Is a very common combo. You pair it up, Lilia MF.
No. Whoa. Almost hits it there, but the Cataclysm goes anyways. That's Dino Peak's Cataclysm, not Elemental Mage's, and he uses his own right there. Lilia going to throw a snowball, get some more kills. The Yumi Ultimate Lost Chapter comes out to the back end of it. Lilia goes in. Excuse me, that is a ace. That is 2 people surviving for Zoe Lovers Platonic. They are going to take this turret. Yumi doesn't do any auto damage. Types in chat, meow, ka-chow. I agree.
Yeah, it's just a Yumi diff. We're going to have to see if good Comfort Dodge can find a way back into this game. Because they are behind. They are having their doors knocked on by the side of Zoe Lovers Platonic. As we see a snowball connect.
Oh no.
That's 1 kill, that's 2 kills.
Run, ka-chow, run. Hit W onto the Karthus. Doesn't have shoes. He's staying alive. The blue suede shoes on this cat. Final chapter does come out. Forces the flash from Yasan. Doesn't want to get hit by that. The Lord ults. Uses everything he can. Doesn't ult. Actually uses the gravity field. Try and get people back into it. Ghosts. Doesn't get anything. Doesn't get any kills. Yasan living by the skin of his teeth. Some big damage coming out from this Victor. Lord doing so much. Poke damage for himself at 3, 3, and 7. Has the Leandri's Anguish, has the Demonic Embrace. There's a few people in this game that are going to Leandri's Demonic Embrace.
Another Requiem. Again, not going to find a kill. I'm honestly not a huge fan of the Demonic Embrace second because they actually changed that item. They made it so the biggest benefit is it gives you more AP based on your max health. So I don't honestly think it's that much value for a champion like Karthus, who's pretty squishy and not really building that much health, especially since he doesn't have that Guardian's Orb providing health.
Just bringing it right back to those Guardian items, but I don't think a Guardian's item is going to be able to save you there. The Cataclysm by Elemental Mage onto the back end of it. Dino Peaks trying to pick up a kill for himself, doesn't going to do it. Elemental Mage trying to stay alive. This Yuumi is there as well, getting a kill for herself, keeping Yasan alive. The Zumi's doing so much. Deathgrass almost snagging an extra kill, trying to run in there. Doesn't have an ultimate to do that big burst damage, but Yasan still has to be careful. Doesn't want to get yanked by the Crank.
And we see how much poke damage is coming through from Zoe Lover's Platonic. You have the Ashe poke, you have the Karthus and the Lilia burns over time. There's just so much poke, and there's not really anyone on the side of good comp or dodge to deal with it. We do see that Deathgrass has made it to that Warmogs, but it's so hard for him to stay out of combat to get that one procced and healing him up.
See, I'm surprised that Deathgrass has not opted for just full AP Blitzcrank. Because, I mean, especially against this team where the only one who really is going to be able to survive your burst is this Jarvan. It's just, I understand what he's going for. Your team needs a tank, needs someone to frontline all this damage. I'm okay with the tank Blitzcrank build, but I feel like if you at least have at least 1 or 2 AP items in there, maybe have this Demonic Embrace just to have that extra AP, just like you're saying, off that health. Granted, it's not going to matter when you could just hook Yasan multiple times, Cataclysm and the Requiem. So many ultimates being used. Lilia doing her darndest to try and get in there. So many low health bars. The Lilting Lullaby. Kachao gets a kill for himself. Dino Peaks falls. Yasan gets a kill off his ultimate. Not going to matter when Deathgrass is running for his life. A 4 for 3. Zoe Lover's Platonic coming out on top, and they want this Blitzcrank dead.
And again, it was such a good hook as, yeah, he's dead, I think. Oh, the hook goes wide. But again, it was a good hook onto Yasan, but the issue is you're hooking in a Karthus, right? Like, no matter how good the hook is, it still always feels kind of bad because you're going to kill this Karthus, but then he's just going to start burning your team.
Oh, no! He does try and get the execute there, but Dino Peaks throws that snowball at him at last second. And we are seeing now some Grievous Wounds coming out for good comp or dodge. It's about time that we see it. We have the Bramble Vest for Deathgrass, and as well as 2 Oblivion Orbs for the rest of the squad. Is Morris, he's just having fun.
Yeah, shooting out those autos. As you may or may not know, Zeri, her auto attack is kind of in her queue now. It doesn't cost any mana, and it has on-hit effects applied. Whereas the auto attack itself is something you charge up. That's that orange Y on her. As another hook comes through onto Yasan, but this time his team is not close enough to punish.
Yeah, I think Yasan just needs to build a Gale Force at this point, just to try and dodge those rocket grabs. But it's not going to matter as Morris does pop his ultimate.
Yeah, and we're gonna need to see another hook comes through. And that's a good target. That's a person you want to hook. The Cataclysm comes through, as does the Lilting Lullaby, but so many members of Zoe Lovers are already dead as Elemental Mage is trying to get in there, but Morse is stacked up so much on this series. He's doing so much damage, and Yasan is alive again, pops the Requiem, but I think good comp or dodge can just heal up this damage. I'd like to see them go for a turret at least. I don't want to see them back up here. Keep up the aggression. Yep, this is exactly what I want to see. As we see Victor flashing and Yasan is trying to hold him off. I really want to see good comp or dodge just die for at least 1 turret here. Maybe they can get 2, but Morse gets stunned by the Ashe arrow. Oh, not Morse, sorry. The Caitlyn gets stunned as we see him fall. And honestly, that's a great trade for good comp or dodge.
Absolutely. I mean, those 2 Nexus turrets down, you now have that exposed Nexus. Zoe Lover's Platonic. They do have an inhibitor down for them, so they do have a little bit of pressure with these super minions, but you have to clear these minions ASAP because you no longer have those natural defenses. If you die, every fight could be the very ending fight for Zoe Lover's Platonic. I mean, there's not a single fight where they die and they're fine, but I mean, it does look like Harshest is going for a bit of a reset, just try and get some items for himself. Does pick up the chainsword, I believe, is what she just finished right there, as well as a longsword. Inhibitor just respawned for good comp or dodge though, so Zoe Lovers Platonic no longer going to have those super minions to help them defend this.
Yeah,
Defend their base.
and as we see good comper dodge, they're going to try and push up here. I really want to see them continue to play off of these hooks from Daftgrass because he's just connecting so many onto the priority targets as we see him running at them a bit.
Oh, no, Yasan, run!
Oh, barely out of range with that Yumi speed. And I want to see good comper dodge, not jump the gun here, you know, just wait. Just let Daftgrass do his thing. Hit this hook. Just wait for a good pick. Don't force a bad engage, a bad fight, and of course it's Yasan. Who else would get hooked this many times? 10 people are getting hit by a Requiem in this fight, but the lilting lullaby does not get to come out. Sketchfish dies before he's able to get that cast completed as we see a complete wipe from the side of Zoe Lovers. They're just falling to good comper dodge, and this is surely going to be the game.
I think if that lilting lullaby had gone out, I think that's an easy team fight win for Zoe Lovers Platonic. But good comper dodge are going to win this game. They are going to fell the beast that is Zoe Lovers Platonic. And ladies and gentlemen, we got some spicy games.
Yeah, that was a really good game. Glad to see good comper dodge come out on top. I think we're actually going to be streaming them again in the next game. I think we're going to have FF8 Jungle Diff, who is currently sitting at 4-0 in this bracket, up against good comper dodge, who has won their last 2 games in a row. So I really want to see good comper dodge try and take a game off of FF8 Jungle Diff because I don't want them to go undefeated. I want to see them bleed a little, you know. I want to see good comper dodge really give it to them and take a game off of them. So we're going to transition over to a break very quickly, and then when we're back, we're going to have the undefeated FF8 Jungle Diff versus the recently victorious good comper dodge. So we will see you all very soon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Winter ARAM Tournament. We have an exciting game coming up, the undefeated FF8 Jungle Diff versus, just like you were saying, the recently victorious Zoe Lovers Platonic. We will see
Good
if
comp or dodge.
good comp or dodge. You said it was Zoe Lovers Platonic.
It was good comp or dodge.
I'm being lied to. Production is making me look like a fool, but we have a great game regardless. We will have to see if FF8 Jungle Diff can bleed, just as you were saying, seeing if they can be killed. Right now, we are going into this champion select, even though you don't get to select anything. We'll see if we can. This side is FF8 Jungle Diff.
Yes.
And that side is good comp or dodge. There
Well
we
done.
go. We got it. I know my lefts and my rights now. But some good, interesting comps.
Yeah, these are
Oh,
interesting.
no.
Let's take a second to look at these. So, one thing I'm seeing from the side of FF8 Jungle Diff is they have the Wukong Ball Express. You know,
Yeah.
you're just going to put that Orianna ball onto the Wukong, let him get in there, ult on top of ult. It's going to be so much damage, so much CC. And then Alawi can come in with that ulti on top of it and just stack so many tentacles and so much damage. And then on the side of good comp or dodge, you actually have a couple sources of knockup for this Yasuo. You have the Seismic Shove from the Talia. You have the Riven Q3 to deal that AoE knockup. So we're going to have to see if good comp or dodge will be able to connect all of the CC and connect their knockups. And we'll see if Laser Lord gets time to scale up on this Kassadin. The only issue for him is if he ults in, Janna could push him out, but other than that, there's not that much CC to lock him down, and that's a very important thing to note is good comp or dodge has a lot of champs that thrive in situations with low amounts of CC on the enemy team. You know, Yasuo wants to dash around, Riven wants to dash around, Kassadin wants to ult around, Ahri wants to dash around. If you have a source of CC, like a Leona, for example, that just stuns an enemy champ like this that loves to dash around, they just get stunned, they get killed. But FF8 Jungle Diff doesn't really have that this game, I think, other than maybe the Wukong ulti or the Aurelion Sol ulti, but those are very long cooldowns. Those are big abilities to use just to stun someone quickly. So we'll have to see if good comp or dodge can get in there, can dash around. And we'll have to see how well FF8 Jungle Diff can execute this Orianna Wukong combo.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to head to a break in just a second. And we're going to let the players load in to the game. We're going to let everyone prep, let production get ready. And then we should be ready to get into this game. So we'll be right back with a banger game. Hello everyone and welcome back to the final game of the UNC Winter ARAM tournament. We have FF8 Jungle Diff comfortably sitting at first place. Even if they drop this game, they will still result victorious. But I really want to see if good comp Dodge can, you know, make them bleed a little, have them end on a loss instead of a W. And as always, it's time to count Guardian items. So on
FF8 doesn't have any.
they have 0.
Rami's fuming.
I am fuming.
Absolutely mauling at this fact. But good comfort dodge does have 2, so there is a silver lining right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
he's so
like,
mad.
Why do we want an Iron Spike Whip instead of a Guardian's Horn? I don't understand.
Hey, Iron Spike Whip and a cloth armor.
It's
makes all the difference.
It's fine. I know Jackie. I'll be giving him a talk after this. Don't worry. As we see Seismic Shove coming through onto the bot kill. That's a lot of damage and a charm. Look at how squishy they are without these Guardian items.
Does dash back in there.
I mean, like, that Riven has a Guardian's Blade. You can't kill her. As we see, the flash in from the Laser Lord.
Woo!
This is a 4-for-0 wipe in the early game. FF8 Jungle Diff is getting so overconfident, but it's just a Guardian item diff.
I think it's just the team that buys the most Guardian items. They just win the game. Even more so in the eyes of Rami. They just win the game regardless. But yeah, FF8 Jungle Diff, you guys can't really do anything until you hit 6.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that solid engage with the Orianna ball. They don't have the ability to stay alive, but there's a big star coming at you. Only hits 1 though. Wukong does go in there. The soul's pulled out by this Alawi. Shutdown goes over to the Aurelian Soul onto Wuju Highlander. And that's a good trade of gold back for him. This lost chapter. Doing work now, I guess.
Yeah, and as we see, there's always one comp that has early pressure and then one comp waiting for 6. So we'll have to see how well FF8 Jungle Diff can execute on their engage, which it should be pretty easy to pull off, I think. It's pretty hard to mess up a Wukong like Snowball or E or Flash and Orianna just pressing R. So I'm expecting it to go well for them once they hit 6, but we'll see if good comp or dodge can, you know, throw a wrench in their plans and maybe fight back a little. As we saw, they did pick up the early game lead with a 4-for-0 trade. So we'll see if they can keep up that pressure.
Yeah, both teams as well not having too many avenues of poke. I mean, you do have the Talia Qs as well as the Ahri, but other than that, for good comp or dodge, that's pretty much your only reliable and the occasional Yasuo Tornado. But for FF8 Jungle Diff, I mean, you have the Janna Tornado, I mean, you have an Orianna, but that's about it. I mean, yeah. So this is definitely just going to be very in your face. I'm going to try and kill you with my abilities. And speaking of trying to kill you, Jackie Chan, that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, he tried, but
there was an attempt.
I mean, there was no Guardian item, so he just got one shot.
Cloth armor does not protect you against magic damage.
A Laser Lord getting kind of low, as is Wuju Highlander, and I think teams are going to hit 6 on this wave, and we'll see what is going to go down once all of these ultimate abilities are available for FF8. There should be a health relic kind of soon for them to pick up, hopefully make them a bit healthier, but as of now the health bars are a bit low, but the issue is if they wait too long to go for this engage, I think they are going to eventually get poked out by this Ahri who keeps landing charms, and the Talia who keeps finding seismic shoves and poke.
Yeah, and there are a few melee champions for both sides, so in order to do any type of damage, you have to get up in the face of the enemy team. But if you do that, you put yourself at so much risk. And even if you just exist on this plane of the map, you have so much risk of dying, because especially if you are FF8 Jungle Diff, because something that isn't talked about as much is Daft Grass's Weaver's Wall is going to be so good if you can get the right angle. It's really the only way you can do it is if you do it at like a diagonal line, sort of cut off. But I mean, right now, not a lot of opportunities to do that. But later in the game, if someone's trying to run away and you have that correct angle just to lock them in to that little just chokehold, it's going to be so good for chasing down enemy champions.
Yeah. And I think FF8 Jungle Diff is getting ready to find the engage. As we see Jackie Chan going in, he does hit the ult, and now it's PK Dars in there with the Wukong Cyclone as well, but there was just no follow-up. I'm not sure if the bod kill wasn't in range, was the shockwave down. It seems like he used it, but I didn't really see where it went. So we see Charm connecting onto Jackie Chan. Ooh, the flash is forced out.
Feeks was scared right there, but
Oh, a huge engage from the Riven. Yasuo wasn't ready to use the ultimate as well, but here comes the wall. There's the Yasuo ulti to clean up the kill, and he is going to die to the turret shot. But I think Bocatch found such a good engage. If Yasuo was ready for that last breath ultimate to be used, then it would have been a disgusting engage. So props to Bocatch for finding that.
yeah, good job by good comp or dodge. And we see them diving right into it. Bocatch, I don't think you have the support of your team like you're wanting to. Does look like Laser Lord tried to get an execute off, not going to do anything. Wuju Highlander hits the Aurelion Sol ultimate, trying to pick off Dino. Dino's running away, doesn't have any mana to use anything. Windwall comes out, block the tornado, and FF8 Jungle Diff. It is their turn now to shove the wave into the turret, try and get some damage.
Yeah, I really want to see them try again on that team fight combo because they gave it a shot, but there was just so much misexecution, so many ults not being used properly to where the fight just ended up going in the favor of good comp or dodge.
We saw Morse dying to FF Jungle Diff right there, but
Laser Lord
going in himself, using the cast and ultimate. That shove going to do so much damage. A triple kill for Daft Grass. He wants more. That's a quadra kill. Daft Grass, holy cow, making me puke up my guts right there. Doing so great. Quadra kill.
Yeah, he is putting in work on this Cilia. He keeps finding seismic shoves. He keeps finding poke with a Q, and FF8 Jungle Diff is just not playing to their strengths. They're not playing in the manner that they should be, you know, using these teamfight ultimates to engage.
Oh. Nope, he's dead. Yeah, this Aurelion Sol, I was going to talk about it in Champions Select,
PK Dart going in with a Cyclone, finding so many knockups, but now he's alone in the backline. He's exhausted. He's going to fall.
Yeah, Wukong trying to get some damage on the back end for himself, get some extra kills, but not going to amount to too much. And that's the problem with Wukong going into this team. You have so many ways to just knock you up, to lock you down, to move you around. It's not going to matter. Daft Grass, he's just having a heck of a game for himself.
Yeah, he keeps finding so many kills, and 10 kills on this Talia, and he's only sitting on one item. So I guarantee you, he is sitting on a ton of gold that he can't wait to go and spend at the shop.
Yeah, he's going to go buy himself some Guardian items.
He better.
He didn't buy one at the start, gosh dang it.
They're just so good. They count as a legendary item. So once you have your mythic, that's just an additional 5 magic pen for free, just for having a Guardian item. It's so strong.
But he does have some good items for himself already with the Loons and the Sork shoes. But yeah, should go back, buy even more items to do even more poke and damage for himself. We'll have to see what he opts for. But something that I want to talk about as well, this Aurelion Sol going for the Everfrost, not something like the Crown of the Shattered Queen to maybe stay alive a little bit longer, just going for that extra lockdown, as well as having a stopwatch for himself just to keep himself from getting blown up.
Yeah, and I really want to see FF8 play the teamfight the way they're supposed to. I want to see PK Dart find that initial engage with the Ori ball on top of him and just both press R. And it should be a wipe if they're able to find it, because there aren't really that many tanks on the side of good comp or dodge. So if they find the proper engage, it should be a one-shot.
Dodge slowly but surely trying to get in there, but there it goes. PK Dart does go into the backline with a huge ultimate. There goes the Alawi Tentacles as well. Not going to do much in a 1v4. The Last Breath does trying to do so much damage, but he's in there as well. Dire Raven picks up another kill. Morse falls. Wuju Highlander falls. Bocatch falls. Everyone is falling. Good comp or dodge. Only one person remains. The Weaver's Wall not being used by Daft Grass. Might have to use it to try and get out of here. Nope, Snowball's not taken.
And it was just a bit of an overstep from Dino Peaks going for that charm, but he ends up getting caught out by the Shockwave, which a one-man Shockwave is totally fine if you're just killing the target you're hitting, but I really want to see Daft Grass just walk in and die. He is sitting on so much gold. He has 10 kills, but only one item. I guarantee you he is sitting on so much gold. If production can hit X, I think it'll show the gold. Henry, if you can just hit X, it'll show the gold.
But I think you're seeing right now.
Okay, yeah,
Daft
4,000 gold. Oh my goodness! If
That's
you
an
hit it
entire
again,
item right there.
perfect. And yeah, there's a full Rabadon. He's just so much stronger. I know you have leftover gold for a Guardian's Orb. Where is it?
No, he buys a tome. Oh, he didn't have enough, man. Cut him some slack. The charm hits onto PK Dart, but he does get out of it using the clone. Laser Lord almost falling himself. The health bar is already so low. The last breath comes out. He's doing so much damage. Morse into the backline. The stopwatch is used by Wuju Highlander, but he's going to fall anyways.
The Weaver's Wall.
Weaver's Wall is available for Death Grass. He does use it, and here he comes. Man, with the so much damage for himself. The Rabadon's hitting so much. Bod kill, doing his darndest, trying to get a kill onto him, but misses the ball. Daft Grass getting the shutdown and an ace for good comp or dodge.
Yeah, I mean, that was just FF8 looking for a fight, but I think good comp or dodge is just so ahead. And now that Daft Grass has spent the thousands and thousands of gold in his bank, he's even stronger than he used to be. Look at this damage going down onto Wuju. He's just dead. He's just one shot.
I think that Ignite is going to tick down. Oh, one more does hit it with that last rock throw. But yeah, Daft Grass putting the team in his backpack this game. Him and Morse working so well together with that shove and the last breath ultimate. But PK Dar almost getting hit by that charm right there. So much CC from good comp or dodge.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see if FF8 can find that engage. They're waiting for Wuju Highlander to be back. I think he can use that Aurelion Soul E to make it back. I wonder if he's charging up a big star because he does seem to be moving pretty fast. I want to see a big Q being charged up by him, and no, he isn't.
Boo, no Q.
Boo.
No fun.
It could have been good.
Oh, but speaking of good, the charm onto Jackie Chan trying to stay alive. John ultimately goes on the back end. Laser Lord is caught by the Aurelion Soul Star. PK Dar dies in the back line, trying to do so much.
Oh, there are those
takes
extra
the
charges.
Charm. Bocage picks up the kill. A huge shockwave, but it's not going to matter when everyone on your team is dead. Dino Peaks almost hits in the end of the orb right there, but good comp or dodge still come out on top.
And as we saw, I think Dino Peaks ulted a total of 5 times here with the new RE changes, but Wuju Highlander falls. Vodkill is trying to flash out and make it out. He's exhausted. He's slowed. The tornado does not connect, but it's definitely going to be at least the inhibitor going down unless Jackie Chan can change that. It's PKDar picking up the kill onto Laser Lord. That clone does die from Bocage, but it's going to be so hard for them to catch Daft Grass. And this E, this layered ground from Talia, just so much damage if you try and dash over that. So it makes it really hard for its PKDar to find access onto Daft Grass.
Laser Lord thinks nobody saw that, but I saw you buy another stopwatch after already having a broken one. I saw that. Don't think I didn't. Someone tag him in the Discord right now, but good comp or dodge. Still trying to keep this alive. The Weaver's Wall does come down. Daft Grass separating Vodka from the rest of his team, but he's going to die for it. Nothing you can do when there's a monkey with a big stick in your face. Not going to stay alive right there. And FF8 Jungle Diff, this might be the time to push. Shockwave goes out, forcing the flash and the wind wall.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if PKDar can connect and engage here. They are low. This is the time I really want them to force something here. Just flash in, get in there, just do whatever you can to force a fight before Daft Grass is back. And this is what we're seeing. The Laui ult, the Aurelion Soul ult, the Cyclone from its PKDar. FF8 Jungle Diff finally has the lead in pressure as Jackie Chan grabs the soul of Dino Peaks. We're going to see if he can dodge out these tentacles, which looks like he will. And now Daft Grass is up full health, full mana, 3 items now. He picked up the Void Staff.
Oh, he's dead though!
He's dead. He just gets one shot. And this is FF8 Jungle Diff's time. This is their chance to keep up the pressure, keep pushing another kill. This is called a stagger in ARAM terms when some of your teammates are dead and you're not able to get a full 5-man back up. I really want to see FF8 Jungle to keep up the pressure, dive the turret. I really want to see them dive here and try and get another kill before all of good comp or dodges back up. And as we see, Morse is forced to flash out. FF8 Jungle Diff pushing on the turrets, knocking on the doors of good comp or dodge, but it's a big last breath onto 3. But there's Daft Grass back up now with the damage. and it's a 4 for O, but honestly, it's not the worst because as we were talking about in the previous game, if you die when pushed up, there's so much ground that the enemy team has to cover. As we see, good comp or dodge is trying to cover the distance back to FFA Jungle Diff's base, but most of them are going to be respawned by the time they actually get there.
They're just trying to get this inhibitor for themselves, have a little bit more pressure, and Bocage and Morse just putting that game on their shoulders, just saying, we're not done just yet. We're not going down like this. A huge knockup from the Q3 from this Riven into the last breath from Morse, doing so much, locking down people, giving time for Deathgrass to come back. And now FF8 Jungle Diff have spent all that gold. They've spent all that money that they've been saving up from that recent team fight where, I mean, they killed multiple members of Good Comp or Dodge many times over. Deathgrass, though, lying in wait in this brush.
And the biggest thing to note for me is that PK Dar now has Flash. He has a Snowball, but he's not going to take it. That's so much damage from Deathgrass because once Talia uses that E, if Wukong, or any champ for that matter, dashes over it, they take bonus damage. So I think PK Dar used W at the same time that Deathgrass put that down. As the Weaver's Wall comes out and doesn't block anyone except his own teammates, as its PK Dar is so chunked out. A big shockwave. There's not that much follow-up, but that doesn't matter because they're low. Wuju Highlander is flashing and Jackie Chan is trying to follow up. A huge Janna ultimate from Dire Raven comes out, healing up the entire team as it looks like a one-team fight for FFA Jungle Diff. We'll have to see if they can push in far enough to end the game here. It looks like they're going for the end. We'll have to see if Good Comp or Dodge can spawn in time. I really like this from the bod kill, hitting the wave and walking forward with it, dragging it up that way. Their own minions can continue forward without stopping as we see them starting to hit the turret.
Here.
And I think it could definitely be the win for FFA Jungle Diff after being down for pretty much the entire game. They managed to find the comeback. They managed to find the team fight, and they managed to find the win to go undefeated in this tournament.
Wow, Good Comp or Dodge. You had the victory. You had it in your hands. But just like you were saying, stagger, stagger, stagger. They kept giving the gold that FF Jungle 8 needed to get back even.
Yep.
It was like, it didn't even matter that these team fights were like being even or anything like that. You kept going in there after these fights and saying, oh, I can 1v2 or I can 1v3. Just giving gold over them for free. And then you gave them pressure. You gave them access to your Nexus turrets. You gave them everything that they needed. Deathgrass did get picked a few times at the end there. I feel like if he had stepped back, maybe not had gotten in the way of this Aurelion Soulstar or the Wukong or the Orianna, maybe they could have defended that first Nexus turret from falling.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, phenomenal play from FFA Jungle Diff, utilizing their advantages and ultimately winning the game, going 5-0.
Yeah, I think there was some misexecution in the early game. They missed some engages, they missed some critical ultimates, and that really led to them falling very far behind, but props to them for sticking it through and continuing to play to their win con, figuring out how to find those engages and find that win. So with that game being over, it'll be a 5-0 day for the side of FFA Jungle Diff. Undefeated in this tournament, claiming the first place victory. They're going to be receiving their mystery skins as a prize for winning this tournament. A really good game from everyone all around, and props to everyone who showed up. Big thanks to you, Blake, for co-casting with me, Henry on production, and everyone who tuned into the stream, everyone who showed up to the tournament. We're going to call it a day there, ending on a high note with a banger game. I hope the basketball team can find the same victory that FF8 did in this tourney. So, yeah, everyone, thanks again for watching. Make sure you join the Discord if you're not in there already, and we will catch you all next time.